Hi everyone, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? We hope you're well. We hope you are fine. We hope you're okay.
Yep.
Really.
I hope you're fine, guys.
Yeah. So in today's video, we have another guest. Oh, the lockdown is over. I can be having my guests again. Enough of the sit downs and everything. So yeah, in today's video, we have a guest on set.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Hi, lovely people. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for hosting me.
Thank you for honoring my request. Yeah. So tell us about yourself. Who are you? Introduce yourself to them.
Okay, so hi everyone once again. I am God's only chosen son, and I go by the names of Mr Musinguzi on YouTube. Mr Musinguzi means victor. Musinguzi literally means a victor, and I have that with me everywhere I go. I'm a Ugandan content creator, and that's how we get to be in the same space with Racheal.
Oh yeah, I reached out to him and he was really humble and very positive. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So how was your life growing up?
I grew up in a Christian home, and we had a really big family. Very many people, both in my parents' home and our grandparents' home, because we were big on holidays. We celebrated Christmas, Easter, every Christian holiday that you know, and we had that freedom to do stuff. I had the freedom personally to do the things that I wanted to do. I played around with toys. I made those wire cars. I did almost everything. I did cattle rearing, like when I used to go back to the village. And I guess we didn't have a lot of restrictions on, apart from the things that contradict the word of God. But as Christians, of course, your parents will tell you don't do this, don't do that. But I've lived most of my life in Kampala, 90%. I went to school in Kampala. Just like you, one of my primary schools is no more. If you know where Ambuya Barracks is, there used to be a primary school, and that was one of the first schools I went to. Yeah, it's not there anymore, but I am here, and the lessons I learned from there are still here.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So, as you were growing up, what did you want to be? What did you want to do? What are those? You know, we have so many fantasies. What were your fantasies?
Okay. The times I grew up, don't ask me my age, because we had the biggest things that we'd look up to is being an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, a pilot, a teacher, and a policeman. Yeah. Thank you. So I grew up. There was a lot of respect that was attached to being a doctor. And I always looked like the doctors in the hospitals with their white, they call them coats, and I was like, when I grow up, I really want to be as important as that person is. Yeah, but of course, as things happen when you're growing up, things change. You discover yourself, and here I am. I am a content creator. Yep.
So when did you start? When did you feel the need to start creating content?
I think I've been always creative from way back, from when I was as a child. Like I said, the things, the games we involved ourselves in kind of sparked creativity. And I've been on YouTube as a platform, as a viewer. You know, YouTube has two sides. You can be on the platform as a receiver of the service or as a provider of the service. So I've been on YouTube like since 2017 as a content creator. Yeah, I was creating different kinds of content, but then I discovered my passion and purpose as a travel content creator in around the early 2018. But then I got the boldness to get onto YouTube and sit in front of camera and record in 2019. That's when I put up my first video.
How did your first video do?
It was well. My first video had more preparation than all the other videos I've had for now, apart from the ones I've created recently. But I got a guy to film me. We used a very good camera. I had very good audio. I had a microphone there. If you look at it, actually, it's right now above 1,000 views, and it's just around a few seconds. I didn't expect it to go that far, but people loved it, and people were asking me, what are you doing, I think, and yeah, it brought good attention to my channel and the circles around me.
Interesting. So just like anyone would tell us, just start. It's also important to prepare, because you do not know how you do not know how it's going to go, but you want it to be nice.
Yeah.
I understand.
Sure.
So what inspired you? Should we say we can't say you just woke up in the morning and decided, now I'm going to do YouTube. What inspired you? Did you have someone inspiring you?
Yeah.
Well,
on YouTube, first of all, my interest in content creation or film brought me closer to YouTube. Like I said, I was earlier a viewer or a receiver of the service, a consumer of the YouTube service. And I watched so many people create amazing content, and I admired what they were doing. Now here in Uganda, we don't have so many places you can go to as an amateur and say, I want a job. For example, if you go to a production company, let me say Swangs Avenue, or you want to go to those big companies that you look at, they ask you what's your experience, and you have no experience to show for. So I looked at YouTube as a place I can start from zero, and no one will judge me because I have my own control, the freedom to create. I'll create my video that you look at as a fake video, but you won't have a say because it's my platform. It's so I use it as an inspiration to learn and showcase what I'm learning, because when you post something on YouTube, you see feedback, real-time feedback. People will tell you, I like this, I don't like this, and you can be able to find how to grow. Secondly, you see there's so many things on social media. We have so many Facebook pages, Twitter, Instagram, and the biggest things sometimes on these platforms is fights, who has beaten who. You can see even the biggest TV programs, it's either how should I call it?
Lugambo.
Yeah, showbiz. And we didn't have a lot of positive vibes around the beauty, yet Uganda has a lot of beauty that is not explored. So I used it as a way to showcase my country, to showcase our people, our way of life, tell the stories as much as I learn from the process. And when I look back at where I started and where I am,
you're proud.
Yeah, there's really good progress.
I can imagine, I can understand. Yeah. Do you have like a vision, a mission? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Well, like I said, one of my biggest things I envision as I create a video is creating that positive impression on someone out there. So besides the negativity that has been told about Uganda or about our people on social media,
even the things that we see.
When I'm creating a video, I'm looking at someone watching this video and appreciating the other side of Uganda. Well, Uganda is the pearl of Africa, but when you go on social media, you may not see the pearl of Africa until someone comes down on the ground. And most of the stories we had being told about Uganda were not by Ugandans. The documentaries, when you go to places, actually when you search on Google, right now you might find a lot of Ugandan content by Ugandans. But when I started, let me say 3-4 years ago, you would find stories by BBC, stories by tourists who had come from out of the country. So I looked at that as an opportunity. And I'm like, how will it feel when Ugandans are consuming content by Ugandan? And it was amazing, and it's been one of the biggest wins for me. The people that give you feedback, and they've been out of the country for like 10-15 years, and they're like, oh, you passed my village when you went in this video. So that's how it began. Now moving forward, my interest in film is majorly to tell stories. Film is all about telling stories. I want to develop my skill. I want to reach a level maybe 3-4 years from now, and I'm using film not only to tell stories on YouTube, but on other platforms, influencing people's perspectives and influencing people to join the film industry, because a story that starts from YouTube but not film school and being on big sets, I believe will be inspiring so many people. I also want to see my platform as a platform of change. Probably the people, I would have a production company that will give opportunity to people like who didn't have the start that I had, and like when you contact me and you want to learn something from me, I don't make it hard for people. So I want to see that on a bigger scale in the future. 5 years from now, if you find I have a film school, don't be surprised.
We shall be here to clap for you for all those achievements.
Sure.
Interesting. So on this your journey, what have been those moments that you treasure, the moments that you love so much, your biggest achievements, those moments you look back at and you're like, this was everything I needed in my life.
Wow. Moments. There are so many moments. But what I've benefited the most from YouTube is the people that I've met. Naturally, or before me and YouTube, I was a very introverted person. I'd speak less, I'd keep in my space. Even in class, earlier talking about which side of the class you'd sit. I'd find my spot to sit. Break time comes, and so YouTube has introduced me to people. I've met more people in the 2 years I've worked on YouTube, more influential people, more big people that I would have loved to meet than the people I've met on all the other times of my life. Yeah, so the biggest wins have been the positive stories and feedback I've received from people. You meet someone and they're in a ministerial position and they're like, oh, I watch your video. The times I met some guy and he kept telling me, I know you from somewhere, I know you from somewhere. He was fully dressed in an army uniform with all those ranks. I kept telling you, I kept wondering, is he asking to just do his work as a soldier? Then when I spoke, he insisted, I know you from somewhere. And I was like, maybe on social media. He said, yes, YouTube. And he mentioned my name. I was like, yeah. So the biggest wins have been that. And then my ability to move to different places. Yeah, because before YouTube, you'd want to move, but you'd have less motivation to move.
Exactly.
But now I know I have to create content. My subscribers want to see more of Uganda. Sometimes, yeah, I engage with people from all parts of the world. And if it wasn't for YouTube, I'd probably be a local Ugandan living in Uganda. But right now,
yeah, of course, with the biggest wins and everything, there comes those moments where like, okay, this should never have happened.
Yeah.
Do you have those moments that you look back on and you're like, Neda, please, you shouldn't have come my way?
Along YouTube or?
Definitely, we are in
right now on YouTube. I think everything has been working out well for me on YouTube.
Nice.
The only thing I think I should have done is start earlier than I've started. Yeah, because actually keep telling people that are doing YouTube when they're in their early teens or early 20s or mid 20s, I'm like, you guys are privileged to have started this when you are still young. You have a lot of time on yourself. You don't have so much responsibility. I'm not saying I have a lot of responsibility, but with age comes so many other things. Yeah, so probably I would have started earlier, and that would be great. But the rest of the things have been going on well. Yeah, I'm a positive person, so I like looking at the positive side of the things. Yeah.
That's interesting. So, from everything that you said, I of course can gather the answer to this particular question, but I'll ask anyway. What drives you when you wake up in the morning? What is that force, that push, that the motivation that keeps you going? Because I don't know about you, but I know about me and so many other people. Wake up in the morning and you're thinking, yeah, Mfachi, like, no.
Yeah.
So what pushes you? What motivates you to keep going?
Well, what motivates me is the freedom.
Okay.
The one thing that I appreciate about content creation is the freedom. Unlike an 8 to 5 job, where you're restricted to work within maybe 8 to 5. Well, with content creation, my favorite time of work is in the night. Okay. I have freedom to work at any time that I want to work. I have the freedom to work from any place, because if I'm filming, I could film in the bush, I could film anywhere. If I want to edit, I could edit from anywhere as long as I have my laptop. And then the freedom to create without restriction. Unlike working on TV, where there are rules, terms and conditions,
just like
I can freely choose to have a vest and I'm filming a video, and my audience is still not have a problem with it. So there's a lot of freedom that comes with content creation. And then the challenges to being innovative and creative, and the things that I've learned, the softwares that I'm using now. If I was a kid and you told me you'd grow up and use Premiere Pro to edit, or you'd use After Effects, I would never believe that. But it has created opportunity for me to learn, and I believe that is a great motivation. It is a learning process. I can't tell you that I'm there yet. I'm learning and I'm enjoying the process of learning. So every day I see something inspiring, I want to create it. I want to learn how was it made, and that keeps me going. Yeah. Of course, there are times when I feel like I'm out of the game. I give myself a break. It could be a week, a month, it doesn't matter, because creativity is like a vibe to me. So when you feel it, you create.
More, I understand.
Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's fading, and you have to like probably meet people like you, and I get inspired, I learn something from you, and it will spark my creativity.
I understand. Speaking of 8 to 5 jobs, do you have like a full-time job, or is YouTube a full-time job?
I have a number of hustles. YouTube isn't my full-time job, but it's like, let me say 60% of my time. 60% of my time. Then the other time is divided amongst the other hustles that I have.
Interesting. So, according to you, what makes a good YouTuber? For you, what will you see about this content creator and like, yeah, this person is good?
Okay. Good is relative.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it depends on who is seeing the goodness and how much they appreciate it. But for a YouTuber, there are the rules I think that govern the content creation industry that we are in, that are constant across all platforms. For me, I would consider the appetite for someone to learn. Are you teachable? Are you willing to learn? Do you know how to learn? Because you need to learn how to learn before you can be able to grow and progress. And secondly is consistency. If you can learn and you're consistent with your learning and putting the work into practice, I believe it makes you a very good content creator or YouTuber.
Interesting. What challenges have you faced?
Challenges
still in
the same
YouTube
content
space?
creation.
Yeah.
People are a big challenge. I don't know how people are that for, but because we work around people, and first of all, people are afraid of the camera. The moment you pull out a camera, it doesn't matter where you are. People will look at you and they're like, "Hey, which TV station?" And so that has been one of the biggest challenges that the societies or the communities we live in haven't embraced or understood the fact that yes, I can have a camera and I will do no harm to you. I'm not about telling a bad story about you. I'm probably doing the opposite. Secondly is the cost that comes with the kind of content that I do. For a startup, first of all, you need a phone. Of course, I started with my phone, and I'm okay. You can start with anything, but being a travel content creator, the cost of moving to one place to another, traveling, like me say, if you want to take a trip to Jinja, to Kabale, to any place, it involves a lot of cash. So there's a lot of limitations on how much you can do in a given period of time. Yeah, but of course with time you overcome that as you learn skills of how to travel on a budget, things like that. And the other thing is the cost of internet. Yeah, so we do upload, if you upload like twice a week and you have a video that's like 1 or 2 GBs, so you need a lot of internet. Not only for the upload, but for the research purpose, because before you create something, you probably want to read about it, you'd want to watch how other creators have done it before, so that there's that challenge of internet. And then the regulation, the government kind of still puts everyone in the same block of bloggers, and bloggers have an identity here in Uganda. So when to tell someone I'm a blogger, the first thing they'll think of is those negative stories that are go on, those guys who are anti-government, things like that. Yeah, so those have been the main challenges. But besides that, the stories are changing. First with the people around me, as long as you can communicate your vision and the purpose of your platform, the people around you, family will understand, friends will understand, they'll support, and soon the whole world will understand.
Surely. What piece of advice or word or anything would you give to the content creators that are upcoming? I don't like to say small, the upcoming, those guys who are
joining the business.
Exactly.
Joining the business. So if you're joining, like I said earlier, learn and learn how to learn. Learn how to meet people. Because the best lessons we learn are from either the people that we meet, or the books that we read, or the information we have access to. So try as much as you can to learn, and try as much as you can to access the people that you believe have value that you need. If I see someone on Instagram and they take really nice photos, I'll follow them. I'll like their photos. I'll give them a message, and 3 months down the road, we are chatting, and I'm asking them, how do you do this? And I'm learning something from them. So if you're starting a YouTube channel, you need to have that spirit of, I want to learn more, and break the barriers of, I don't want to contact this person first, you understand? So be willing to contact people. And secondly, start with what you have.
Sure.
Start with that. Don't wait to have a good camera or learn skills or go to film school or get a certificate in journalism for you to start creating. I believe we all have different backgrounds. We don't study content creation, but it's something that we love. And if you're creating content, start with things that are comfortable. You're comfortable with.
Yeah, things that
if you love speaking, then you can start by talking to the camera.
Oh yeah.
Personally, speaking wasn't a big thing for me. That's why my style of content is I show you more. I speak less, but then I show you more. But I'm adjusting. So you will be able to learn on the job. Don't wait to be that person you envision before you start. Start and then you learn along the process. Yeah.
So would you say YouTube is just a platform, or is there something more to it? Just a platform where you post your content, reach out to people, or is it something more?
YouTube is so many things. It depends on YouTube. I look at it as a tool that you can use for a lot of things that you want to do. It might start like a place you post your videos, but the more you post videos, the more attention it attracts. And when you get so many people watching your content, there's what we call influencing in the new digital world. So you could earn a lot from the influence, so the people that follow love what you do. Because if today you're bringing interesting people to the platform, soon a company that wants to share their message would say, yes, Racheal, we want to have our product or service talked about on your platform. Yeah, so you may use it, monetize the platform, like most of us look at doing. There are so many ways you can monetize on YouTube. One of them is you can get revenue from the adverts. I'm sure if you're watching this video, maybe 2 years from now, there's an advert that will run before before you see me. Yeah, so that was one way you can monetize the videos on YouTube directly through adverts that run. Secondly, you could have brands come to you and they want to use your platform to pass on their communication to them or to the people that follow you. That is also a way of monetization. You could also use your platform to sell your skills. For example, if you're a great communicator, you're a comedian, you're an MC, you're good at filmmaking or photography, someone will look at your videos and pick a leaf and say, I want this skill in my company. Personally, one of the things that I've benefited is working with companies that are interested in my filmmaking skills. I've worked with tourism companies that organize tours. I've worked with a number of hotels. I've worked with service providers, basically in the tour sector, who are providing particular services like Kampala walking tours. If there's a company that gives customized experiences around the country, if you go to my channel, probably you'll see some of those where I just go and document the whole experience, and these companies use that video to sell their service. So I'm not getting the money, I'm not getting paid by YouTube, but because my skills are being showcased on YouTube, I get a client through YouTube. So if you can look at YouTube in that way, in the long run, it could be a channel that brings much more revenue than even the platform itself. So you could look at it that way, and you can grow as big as you want to grow. Some people move from YouTube and go to TV. Others move from TV and come to YouTube. So yeah, others are in a relationship, an entanglement with YouTube and other platforms.
Interesting. So I feel like we've exhausted much of everything.
Yeah.
In case you guys have any questions for Mr. Musinguzi, there is a comment section. You will leave your questions there. Mr. Musinguzi is going to definitely watch this video. He will go through and will answer the questions. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button around here.
Yes, and hit the notification bell.
And please leave a comment if you have questions. If you don't mind, go and check out my channel.
Definitely.
Go and check out my channel.
Check out me.
I'll appreciate that.
I'll link your channel in the description box.
Thank you.
So that you guys Bambi, just leave me, just go and check out. You need to appreciate the beauty of this country.
Yep.
Leave alone the caviar in the news and everything. You just need to look at this stuff and relax.
Yep.
I promise you, you're going to get that. So yeah, thank you so much for sticking
Bye-bye.
around till the very end. We love you. Stay safe and take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.